where mountain meets sea, legends awaken. We've journeyed far, guided by the whispers of an ancient scroll, and now we stand at the edge of the world. The air here is different, thick with salt and something else. Something ancient, a presence that feels as old as the stones beneath our feet. The mist clinging to the cliffs seems to hold its breath, and the waves crashing against the jagged rocks sound like a steady, deep heartbeat. We can feel it in our bones, a power stirring just beyond our sight. The scroll led us here for a reason, to a place where the veil between worlds is thin. We are ready, or so we hope, for whatever is about to emerge from the deep. A low, resonant hum begins to vibrate through the ground, a deep rumbling that seems to come from the very depths of the ocean. It's a sound that you feel more than you hear, a primal thrum that unsettles the very core of your being. The scroll spoke of this. It spoke of a creature that bridges sea and sky, a being of immense power, but it also warned of the catastrophic imbalance that would follow if it were disturbed. Is our presence here the disturbance it spoke of? A colossal shadow, impossibly large, begins to move beneath the waves. It's larger than any whale, a living island, drifting just below the surface. The water swirls and darkens above it, and the deep rumbling grows into a deafening roar that drowns out the crash of the surf. The omen has been given. The myth is about to become reality, with a surge that sends the ocean itself reeling. It rises. The kun, a fish of such impossible scale that the towering cliffs beside it are dwarfed into mere pebbles. Its body is a living mountain range, its scales glistening like fields of jade and obsidian under the pale sun. Water cascades from its colossal form in thundering waterfalls as it breaches the surface. Its eye, a vast, ancient orb reflecting the sky. The villagers who have lived on this coast for generations scream and flee as the displaced ocean surges inland, a monstrous tide that swallows the shore and claws at their homes. We stand frozen, caught between awe and terror. The scroll is clear, but our path is not. Do we intervene, risking the very balance of nature the scroll warns against, or do we stand aside and allow this ancient myth to unfold, whatever the cost? The fate of this land hangs on our choice. The debate rages, but nature waits for no one. With a movement that seems to defy all laws of physics, the Chun leaps. It propels its mountainous form out of the water, a continent taking flight. It soars higher and higher, and as it climbs, it changes. The great fish begins to morph, its colossal body elongating, its fins stretching and unfurling into an impossible span of wings. The transformation is a cataclysm of light and sound. The Chun becomes the Peng, a bird of legend whose wings span the entire horizon, blotting out the sun and casting the world into an eerie twilight. The air is shattered by the thunderous beat of its wings, a sound that echoes with the power of 1,000 storms. Below, the cries of the villagers shift from terror to pure, unadulterated awe. This is no beast to be hunted or tamed. It is a force of nature, a living embodiment of the world's raw power. And if it is a force of nature, then we must become its balance. We have to try. The Peng's ascent is not a gentle one. Its sheer gravitational presence destabilizes the very fabric of this land. The earth groans and splits apart as deep fissures race across the coastline. Entire cliffsides, which have stood for millennia, begin to crack and collapse, sending avalanches of rock and earth tumbling into the churning sea. The world is coming undone. This is the imbalance, the scroll foretold. We have to act now. Drawing on the knowledge we've painstakingly deciphered, we begin the ritual. We form a circle, our voices joining in the ancient chants described in the scroll's pages. As we speak the words of power, a faint blue light begins to glow on the ground around us. Ancient glyphs and symbols burning themselves into the earth. The light spreads, forming a web of energy that anchors the terrain, holding the crumbling cliffs together. The shaking lessens, but the strain is immense. We can feel the land fighting against us, fighting to tear itself apart under the Peng's influence. The ritual is holding, but for how long? The great bird is still climbing, a dark star ascending toward the heavens. It's a race against time, a desperate struggle to maintain balance before the Peng disappears into the clouds and leaves only chaos in its wake. The tension is unbearable. Our voices grow hoarse. The glyphs flicker, and the ground continues to tremble. Just as our strength begins to fail, the world falls silent. The thunderous wing beats fade. We look up to see the impossible creature, the great Peng, vanish beyond the highest clouds, disappearing into the vast blue expanse of the sky as if it were never there. The world holds its breath, and then, slowly, light returns. The sun breaks through, its golden rays bathing the coast in a warm, serene glow. The tumultuous seas grow calm, their violent surges receding back to a gentle, lapping tide. The rumbling in the earth ceases. A profound peace settles over the land. The surviving villagers, who had scattered in terror, slowly emerge and fall to their knees. Their faces turn to the sky in reverence and gratitude. They witnessed a god. We look at each other, exhausted but resolute. Harmony is a fragile, delicate thing. Yet somehow, against all odds, it endures. But the scroll, we know, is not finished with us. It speaks of greater beings still to come, of powers that dwarf even the Chun and the Peng. Our journey has just begun. Later, as the last rays of sunlight paint the horizon, we gather around the scroll once more. The ordeal has changed. It changed us. Where once there was a blank section of parchment, new text has appeared, glowing with a faint, ethereal light. The letters are in a script we've never seen before, intricate and alien. The scroll is revealing its next chapter, guiding us toward a new destination. The passage speaks of realms untouched, of lands beyond the known seas where legends far older and more powerful than the Peng still slumber, waiting for their own awakening. Our quest is larger than we ever imagined. We are not just chasing myths. We are guardians of a balance that spans the entire world, and perhaps worlds beyond. As we begin the arduous task of deciphering the new passage, a cool wind blows in from the sea. We look to the horizon, where our journey will take us next. But instead of a clear path, dark, unnatural storm clouds are gathering, roiling with a strange, ominous energy. A new challenge is already on its way.